guys, this is Lily J, and I have something to say. But first, you guys like, subscribe, and comment, because what else you got to do? Nothing. So, hey guys, I have not seen you guys in so long. Oh my gosh, I've been gone for a couple of months. But 2026, I said I was going to start making more videos, and I'm going to start posting more and doing a lot more because I miss talking to y'all. So, this story time is about when I was probably like, I want to say like no, yeah, I was like 16, 17. I was like 17. And it's about how my mom met my boyfriend. We have been going together for like a long time, y'all, but she didn't know nothing about that. Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all the video, but I had already talked about him in one of my videos. I had lost my virginity to him, so I don't remember his name, so we're just gonna give him a new one. So his new name is gonna be Tay. All right, so I'm gonna have to go back to that video and figure out what his new name is, and when I make another video about him, I'll see that name. So this was before I lost my virginity to Tay. So me and Tay, we have been talking ever since we was kids, and around the time we had started back talking, so I was in high school and he was in college. So he was in college or whatever, so I used to be like, it was this room like at our school, and we could be in there. It was called like the project grad room. So I was always in the project grad room on the computer because I didn't have no phone. So y'all, I used to be in there Yahoo Messenger. So lame. But I used to be in there Yahoo messaging him or whatever all day. Like literally, like I don't even see how I graduated because I used to work him. That was my life. So I used to be sitting there just. So one day I was in there and I was like, you should come over one day or whatever. Like, so he was like, yeah. He was like, I'll come over, and I was like, I gotta ask my mom first. So I was like, you should come over today. So then he was like, all right, I'll come over when I get out of school. So I was like, okay. So he called me or whatever, like on my the house phone or whatever, and he like let me know what time I can come over or whatever. So I was like, okay, because I had already got out of school or whatever. So I was like, all right, I'll let you know. So I ended up asking my mom. My mom was like, no, why do he need to come over here? What y'all need to be doing? So as y'all know that my mom is very strict. My mom is to the point, and she does not like people at our house, and she don't know them. Like, she knew that I was talking to somebody at this time because I was like a little bit old enough to have a boyfriend, but she didn't know who he was because she had never met him. So in her eyes, she don't know who he is, and it is what it is. But I mean, you're rude, so I'm scared to even bring anybody. So she like a couple minutes later, because I had stormed off, and then she was like, he can come over for a little bit. So I was like, okay. I called him and I was like, she said she can come over or whatever. And he was like, all right, I'm about to have my uncle come over and pick me up and bring me over there. I was like, all right. So I want to say like an hour went by, and he had called me and he was like, I'm on my way. So I was like, all right. So I had already did my chores or whatever, but I was still like, cleaning up and stuff like that. And I had changed my clothes because I didn't want to be like, smelling like gym, because I had gym. I was in 11th grade, so I had gym. That was my last class. And I just hated gym. So my thirsty butt, I'm just standing in the door, like just standing there, just peeking. Like I'm sitting on the floor though, cause like how our door was, like you could peek. So I'm just laying there, like looking like a creep, like just like looking like to see like what car. So I seen a car pull up in the driveway, so I bagged it. I was like looking like a cockroach when the lights came on. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, he here. I was like, I hope my mom don't think he a thug, cause he was really a thug. Like, I don't know why I don't know. That was literally my first love. So I was just so happy and so excited for him to come over there. But like, I didn't notice that I was sweating. Like, I was that excited, like to the point where I was like sweating, and I'm like, just so happy I wasn't thinking about nothing. So he knocked on the door or whatever, because I didn't got up off the floor by now, like, so I'm acting like I'm in the kitchen or whatever. So I hear he knocked at the door or whatever, so I run over there. Well, I didn't run, but I did a fast. I flew to that door. Okay, flew to the door, and I opened up the door, and my mom, she came in and she was like, "Hi, and your name is," and I was like. So then I started introducing them, and she was like, "What's your name? Your name is Tay. What's your last name?" "Oh, I dated your uncle when I was in high school." I said, "Oh, Lord, this is embarrassing." And I'm like, "Oh my God, please go to your room." Mind you, her man is in the room. So, like, here he go, clearing his voice. Like, you're overstepping your boundaries, ma'am. You're overstepping your boundaries. So I'm like, okay. I was like, so she just standing there, like, she literally just standing there, like, in the hallway, just standing there. So me and him, we sit down or whatever, but I can see her, like, she's just standing there, like. So then she called me and she was like, "How much longer is he gonna be here?" Mind you, he had only been there for like 20 minutes, like, and I'm like, Lord have mercy. Like, I'm like, dang, he can't stay for like an hour and a half or something like that. She was like, all right. So I sit down or whatever, like, and she's still standing there, like, so we was watching TV or whatever. We just got to talking or whatever, like, we were just talking and laughing or whatever. And I think that she heard, like, because we was talking about, like, stuff like, I like, like when we first started talking and stuff like that, like, so she just listened. She was like, because I heard an earful after he left. So we sitting there talking or whatever, and then we started kissing real quick or whatever, like, and then we moved back or whatever. So we were just sitting there talking or whatever. Then she called me back again, and she was like, "Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that you was musty a little bit." What? You're just not telling me that I'm musty. Like, I didn't even smell me, but you smelled me. She was like, "Yeah, you're a little messy." She's like, "You might want to go in there and change your shirt or something like that, because I don't know what it is, but I smelled you when you had walked past, but I know if I can smell it, he can smell it." I'm like, so I was like, "I'll be right back." So I went upstairs or whatever, and I went to the bathroom or whatever, and I had washed my armpits or whatever, like, and I just changed my shirt or whatever, like, and I'm like, she a hater for real, for real. Like, I mean, thank you for telling me that I'm musty or whatever, but dang, like, you should have been telling me that. You knew that I was musty when I came here the first time. Like, I would have been sitting here with him for 35 minutes now, 45 minutes, and you're just not telling me that I'm musty, and I came back here like 10 times because you're my business. So I go back out there or whatever, like, so we sitting there talking or whatever, like, and he just all up on me now. I was like, oh, he must have knew I was musty. He just didn't say nothing. I'm like, well, why he just didn't say nothing? Because I didn't even smell my armpits because they wasn't up. Like, so I didn't even know that I even was musty. But he never said nothing. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe he just didn't want to offend me. I don't know. But so, um, he ended up leaving early because, he was a hood nigga, so he had to get back to the streets. So me and Tay, we finished up talking or whatever, and then his ride had came, so he ended up leaving. So after he left, here she come. Girl, why was you musty like that, girl? You didn't smell yourself? I'm like, no, I really didn't, because my arms was down, so I really didn't. Like, it's not like we wasn't here doing anything. She was like, yeah, what's all that stuff that you be over there on the south side with your cousins and stuff, running up and down the streets and stuff? She was like, you ain't going to your sister's house no more. I'm like, dang, like, I'm like, why was you in our conversation? And my stepdad was like, yeah, why was you all up in that conversation? She was like, she in there with her dude. She was like, you all up in her conversation, just ear hustling. He was like, you should have been back here with me, but you all up in her conversation. She was like, yeah, because she's 17 years old. I needed to see what she doing. She was like, that girl ain't home nothing. She was like, that girl be in the house or at work. She was like, you leave that girl alone. So she just keeps just going at it, just keeps going at it. And I'm like, Mom, it's okay. Like, it's okay. Like, she was like, yeah, because you're not going to your sister's house. Why she call my sister? Like, yeah, I met Lily's new boyfriend, and he I used to date his uncle in high school, but that's not even the point. You be letting her go over there, and they be running around the streets, the oldest one pregnant and all this extra. I'm like, dang, like. She was like, how you know all of that? She was like, because I was listening to their conversation. She was like, that's your problem, listening to people's conversation. She was like, stay people's business. She was like, that girl is old enough. She was like, that girl don't be doing this. She was like, they don't be doing nothing but sitting there at the house, babysitting the kids. Like, and if they go outside, they come back before I got to go to work. They don't be doing nothing. Like, they be at the basketball court just chilling. She was like, I know what they be doing. She was like, you don't have to worry about that. She was like, if it was a problem, I would have been said something. She was like, they don't be doing nothing. Like, she was like, they take the kids to the park. They be talking. So whoever they be talking to, I done met them. Or she was like, so you already done met him already, huh? So you already know who he is, huh? She was like, well, I mean, they always around. She was like, and her other cousins, they friends. So I mean, they had a Halloween party, and they it was a Halloween party. So of course I'm gonna know who they are. Like, she was like, but you ain't gotta worry about them. She was like, I done met them. She was like, they all friends or whatever. She was like, no, he should date him. Oops, I didn't say my real name. So she was like, yeah, she just said that. And I was just like, this is just so embarrassing. Like, so that was the last time that she met him. And then we went into the other video of how I lost my virginity. And that was that. That video was, I mean, that was like, it was really cool to just have somebody just come over, because I wasn't really allowed to have company. So it was like when somebody did come over, I was just overly excited, and I probably was sweaty. Shoot, I was just, my senses was probably just gone, because I didn't have no sense. I was just trying to talk to my man, and yeah, So that's the end of that story. And this is Lily J, and I have nothing else to say. Bye.
On private jets, taking trips. Come back at 6, wake me and your child, and then won't lay today.